except where them hands, where them holes, where them throws, you know what I'm saying? Cecil.
Okay, so this parable is from the book Codependent No More. I really like this parable because it reminds me a lot of, like a lot about the Zen fables. So this is probably one, but this one's been recycled for codependency. So I am going to take this because this really reminds me of the martial arts quest. So I'm going to read it here. And it goes something like this. Once upon a time, a woman moved to a cave in the mountains to study with the guru. She wanted, she said, to learn everything there was to know. The guru supplied her with stacks of books and left her alone so she could study. Every morning, the guru returned to the cave to monitor the woman's progress. In his hand, he carried a heavy wooden cane. Each morning, he asked her the same question. Have you learned everything there is to know yet? Each morning, her answer was the same. No, she said, I haven't. The guru would then strike her over the head with his cane. This scenario repeated itself for months. One day, the guru entered the cave, asked the same question, heard the same answer, and raised his cane to hit her in the same way, but the woman grabbed the cane from the guru, stopping his assault in mid-air. Maybe some of those were martial arts books, who knows. Relieved to end the daily batterings but fearing reprisal, the woman looked up at the guru. To her surprise, the guru smiled. Congratulations, he said. You have graduated. You now know everything you need to know. How is that? The woman asked. You have learned that you will never learn everything there is to know, he replied. And you have learned how to stop the pain. And it goes on to say, that's what this book is about, stopping the pain and gaining control of your life. Many people have learned to do it. You can too. So, I like stories like this. Now, really from a martial arts standpoint, I know that I've done this. I've gotten every book I could possibly get on whatever aspect of martial arts I want to study and just read them and devoured them. And no matter how often or how much you read the stuff in the book, you just can't learn everything. Even if you work it out, you're not going to learn everything. And then it's true that the more you learn, the more you realize you just don't know. You're not going to learn it all. And then this is what I find too, is after you quote unquote learn everything that you need to know to handle your body at that particular point in time, because of time and aging, your body changes. So now you got to go back and relearn and adjust some of the stuff that you did in your body. Maybe you can't do what you couldn't do before. Or maybe you can do things that you couldn't do before. So now you have to change your arsenal to address the new things that you can do. So it's a constant thing of, I look at it as an engineering feat of how can I get this body that may or may not be decaying to still be able to protect itself? How can I get my mind to override my body? And that's not considering, people get diseases and people get in car accidents and, people just age. Things happen, That's what I tell my son about like jump kicks and high kicks. If you don't do them, they leave you. So what are you going to do? If you put yourself around high kicks and jump kicks, and then you can't do those, it's time to learn something else. But you're never going to learn it all. So what can you do? You can learn what you need to learn. Once you realize that you will never learn everything. Because after all, what we're really trying to do is, like it says here near the bottom of this page, and you have learned how to stop the pain. Now that part is the hardest part for me because I have truly learned how to stop the physical pain. I'm even at the point where sometimes if somebody hits me, I could even not feel it if I don't want to. I could tune it out unless it's really hurt something. But then there's psychological and there's emotional and spiritual pain. And now I've realized, man, I gotta learn how to defend against that. I learned all these physical techniques. I thought they would bleed over into the mental and the spiritual, and to a large degree they have. Okay, so don't get it twisted, they have. Because a lot of times when people want to move from mental abuse, they want to go from mental and then they probe with the mental and then try to see if they can escalate into physical abuse. And once they try to do that, I got them. But there's still little mental things and mind games that people can play. Just like if you were in a bad martial arts school, that could be mental and spiritual and psychological abuse right there that your techniques aren't going to protect you from. How can your techniques, your physical techniques, truly protect you from a cult per se, unless you are aware of what concepts to relate back to what's going on to what you're doing with your body? So all in all, though, I like this fable. I'm going to continue reading this book, Codependent No More. Of course, I'll do a media/book review when I'm done with it. But think about it, though. This is really us on the martial arts journey. We got to realize that we're never going to learn it all, even though we want to know it all. And we got to realize when it comes down to it, if you're talking about self-defense, you're really talking about finding ways to stop the pain. So thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please share it with people that talk about the martial arts. And peace. And thank you for your time.